Okay, I'm gonna move it a little bit like this. Namaste, my beautiful souls. This video is extremely important, and I was going to do this video for a very long time, and I have done several like this. But the importance of this information would not let me be unless I will tell you this, because some of you do know it and do understand it, some of you don't. If you by any chance see me for the first time, my name is Lala Agni. I am a creator of this book right here, which is called I Just Want You to Remember. The book about eternal love and the connection of the souls, and very many other things. If you click the link below this video and you go straight to Amazon, and you can read the description, what you will find in that book, and you can read the reviews of others who read it. This is the work of my lifetime. Now, in this video, I will be using things written, and those of you who know me long enough, I cannot recommend this book enough. Destiny of Souls, his first book, Journey of Souls, this book I love more. Who is Michael Newton? If you don't know by any chance, Michael Newton is a professor, PhD. He no longer with us. PhD, he was working in California, and he has been a counseling psychologist, master hypnotherapist, and a teacher for more than 40 years. So this is a research of over 40 years. And no, there are no other books, I would say. Maybe they exist, but I didn't read it yet, which would be strange. But there are other books which can explain the soul groups, because it's so important for you to understand what is written here about soul groups, about how much of your soul you take in your physical body. Why? But today, in today's video, my dear queens, kings, if any, I will explain the crucial information which you can find here, but it's like pieces here, different pieces. I try to put it all together. Why the physical body behaves not as the soul wants this physical body to behave. First of all, I have already explained you that we don't take full capacity into physical. I will repeat it just in case someone didn't hear it. I will give you an example. I did not find nothing better, so we're gonna take the bottle of Yves Saint Laurent perfume. Imagine that this bottle, all the liquid is your eternal, immortal essence. This is your soul. Now you need to incarnate in physical body, and let's imagine this little cup would be a physical body, but some souls have capacity much larger than this bottle, much larger. And this is a physical body. Now, can you tell me, will you be able to fit all this in here? It would not be possible. So you would be able to take only this much from this bottle into physical body. As simple as that. You cannot take more, but you come to also challenge yourself. The more ancient the soul is, the less of its knowledge and capacity it takes with it into the physical body. So the advanced souls, the old souls, the ancient souls, those which are called the star seeds, they usually take 25%. Younger souls take more. A very young soul take up to 75%. Now please hear me very, very clearly. Physical body can be helping the connection with the soul and doing what the soul wants, or prevent doing what the soul wants. It's very important. Why I want you to please hear me and understand it. Because the empath, the light walkers are unfortunately tend to fall into the trap with so-called lost souls. Who are the lost souls? There are a whole range of narcissists, which if you want to dig into it, there is no better channel but Dr. Ramani. She explains narcissists and the danger of communicating with them, but they are also called lost souls. Why? Because they lost a connection with their soul. What happened to empath, which every twin flame, every light walker is an empath. Empath sees the in front of them, not the body. This is what my son Tommy is. If you put in front of my son Tommy a serial killer who murdered someone, many people, he is so much of an empath that he's gonna see the soul. He's gonna say he's lost connection with the soul. His body took all over him and his soul can't get through. This is why he does all these terrible things. But at the very core of him, at the soul level, he's not like this. And unfortunately, this is how the empath gets into serious trouble. Empath gets into relationship with all kinds of toxic relationship abusers, horrific abusers, and they stay because they see the soul level, and because it's an empath, they're healers, they are trying to heal, and sometimes they even lose their life, the physical life. In toxic relationship, losing physical life is not very a rare case. So in this video, I want to explain to you, because when you communicate, if you're a very powerful empath, you communicate with this, you have straight communication with the soul, and the fatal mistake is that you have straight communication with the soul and you assume that you have the communication with the body, but the body can behave absolutely differently than the soul. And body, please remember these words: body, physical body, can help, act, and do what the soul wants this body to do, can help or prevent. Body can be a helper and a preventer, because your essence, your soul, has brought you here into physical with a certain mission. Please understand, everyone has a mission. Everyone has the source. What is God? What is the source? I will explain quickly and as clearly as possible. Now again, we will see this bottle. This bottle consists of drops, okay? And this is if you think God is a person, there is some truth in it, because it's every person. Everyone is God, and I will explain why. Because imagine this liquid is the source of creative energy of everything in multiverse. But even the source has to grow and has to develop, has to grow and has to develop. In order to develop, this source becomes drops, and each drop becomes each one of us. And I'm not even talking about beings here on earth, I'm talking multiverse, multi-levels. Because while each of these drops lives and develops and grows and learns, you make the whole develop stronger, wiser, while little parts of the whole are developing. This process is endless. It cannot end. We constantly have to develop. That's why one life, I almost, no, I don't know anyone anymore, literally, who would believe that you live once, because logic Logic exists not in here, because in one life is blink of the eye, blink. When you get back to the realm of the spirits, you know what they tell you, your guides and other soul group members? How was the walk? This is exactly what they tell you. How was the walk? It feels like you just turn and that's it. Physical life only feels very long here, and it's very not. It's like this. How was the walk? So you learn, you grow, you do the missions which you have come here to do, and of course then it's just one step. Each life is just one step. It's like one class in a school. Theory of one life. Imagine that you have to graduate elementary, middle, high school, get the PhD just in 1 year. Would you be able to get PhD in 1 year? That's not possible. This is ridiculous. This is why, of course, the circle of life is endless. Now, this is what I want. Now, this is what I want to say. So why body, a physical body, can act not as a soul wants and what it's depend on? I have to explain it to you very, very clearly as possible, because as I said, many of you see the soul, hear the soul, talk to the soul, and you assume that you are talking with the body. Many of you girls do it. Many of twin flames do it. I'm talking to his soul, then I look at his body behavior, and it's a different story there. They are not hearing each other. You hear this and this not communicating unless while he's sleeping. In the dream, in his sleep, his soul communicates, but he may choose neglect what he sees in the dreams. He chooses neglect the signs. He can choose neglect all kinds of things following this. Why it happens, why this has happened. So I'm going to open and read you several pages. I want you to very clearly understand this, so you don't suffer, because many of you see when you hear the soul, and then you see the body different behavior, you start doubting yourself. You are like, but I heard this, he told me this, and then you act with the physical form of this man or a woman, mostly man, and it's a different story. He looks at you, like what the hell are you talking about? Or he looks at you and he's acting cold, or he's acting even rude, and you like, what is wrong with me? But I heard him saying that, I felt him feeling it. How is it possible that he behaves this way with me? Because he doesn't communicate with his soul, or he doesn't hear it. Why this has happened? So don't doubt yourself when you hear the soul. But unfortunately, the body can behave the way the body wants to behave for next 30 years. So waiting for him to hear his soul can take a very long time, or many lives. This is why you always have to follow your own path and not try to awaken, try to soften someone. It's his path and this is your path. So allow me to open and read you several important pages. I have to put my reading glasses on. Starting last year, I started to use reading glasses, believe it or not. So let me find it. My beauty is, because this is in several places, because it's written in several places here, it might be difficult for you. It's not a whole picture, but I hope you will understand. If you don't, that's several dollars for this book. They even have it for free. You can find it online. Souls who come before their respective council of elders have been debriefed during orientation session with their guides. However, it is in front of the council where souls feel most vulnerable. Council of elders, it's where we are going to have after each life. Most vulnerable about their past performance. The object of council meeting is not to demean the souls who come before them or to punish them for their shortcomings. Now, this is important. The purpose of the elders is to question the soul in order to help them achieve their goals in the next lifetime. Every soul has an awareness of the inquiry format of their life review. The elders are like loving but firm parents, managing directors, encouraging teachers, and behavioral counselors, all rolled in one. What souls feel for their counsel is a reverence. Actually, souls themselves are their own severest critics. So you are your own severest critics there. The elders, the council of elders, have a way of making the souls who come before them feel welcome almost at once. One of the most obvious differences between a courtroom on earth and a spiritual gathering of grand masters is the fact that everyone in the chamber is telepathic. Thus, all in attendance know the whole truth about every aspect of our conduct and the choices we made in the last life. Deception is impossible. There is no need for rules of evidence, defense attorneys, or juries, so that they can properly plan for our future. The elders want to make sure that we totally understand the consequences of our actions, particularly towards others. The elders ask us how we feel about major episodes in our life and our courses of action. Desirable actions are those that we desirable actions and those that were counterproductive are discussed openly with us without acrimony or finger pointing. Regardless of the number of times we continue to make the same mistakes, our council has enormous patience with us. We have much less patience with others. The elders probe for answers of how we think our host body, this is how it's called, host body. Please hear this, this is important. The elders probe for answers of how we think our host body served or hindered development. So it served or hindered development. The council is already considering our next potential host body and future environment. They wish to know how we feel about another incarnation. I think I'm going to say, no, can I have a little break? Many subjects have the sense that their council has not yet made up their minds about future lives for us. Nothing about this meeting appears to be rubber-stamped. Now I have a lot of exclamation marks here. Our intent in life is of utmost importance at council meetings. The elder know all about us before we appear, but during their deliberations how our soul mind interfaced with a human brain is carefully analyzed. I will read it again. The elders know all about us before we appear, but during the deliberations how our soul mind interfaced with a human brain is carefully analyzed. They know our past record with other host bodies. This includes the control or lack of it we exercise over the baser natures and negative emotions of bodies on earth. This includes the control or lack of it we exercised over the baser natures and negative emotions of bodies on earth. Compulsions, illusions, and attachments are never offered as excuses by souls for their conduct. Compulsions, illusions, and attachments are never offered as excuses by souls for their conduct. I am not saying souls don't complain about their difficulties in front of council. However, rationalizations about life trials are not substitute for brutal honesty. It says right here, most important. Yes, don't yell at me. This is how I read books. I underline what I consider the most important. The council is looking to see if the inner immortal character of our soul maintained its integrity in terms of values, ideals, and action during incarnation. They want to know if we were submerged by our hearse body, or did we shine through? Did our soul effectively merge as the partner to human brain as one harmonious outward human personality or not? Council members question souls about the use of power. Hello, boys, you love power so much, do you? Was our influence positive or corrupted by the need to dominate others? Were we led by the convictions of others, demonstrating no personal power, or did we make original contributions? The council is not so concerned about how many times we fell down in our progress through life, but whether we had the courage to pick ourselves up and finish strong. I'm going to repeat it. The council is looking to see if the inner immortal character of our soul maintained its integrity in terms of values, ideals, and actions during incarnation. They want to know if we were submerged by our host body, or did we shine through? Did our soul effectively merge as a partner to the human brain as one harmonious outward human personality or not? Council members question souls about the use of power. Was our influence positive or corrupted by the need to dominate others? Were we led by the convictions of others, demonstrating no personal power, or did we make original contributions? The council is not so concerned about how many times we fell down in our progress through life. They are not concerned about how many times we fell down in our progress through life, but whether we had the courage to pick ourselves up and finish strong. Shine through. Shine through physical body. That shine I have talked so much about. That shine I've talked so much about and explained so much about in my own work, in my own book. I just want you to remember. I think a couple more things I wanted to say. If you have a book, page 77, he explains a whole chapter here, demons and devas, and before that there was a big chapter which called, I wanted to tell you about hybrid souls as well, okay, but here. What I have found in my practice is that a soul's energy force may, during troubled times, dissociate from the body. There are those who feel they don't even belong to their bodies. If conditions are severe enough, these souls are prone to even thoughts of suicide. But they never take the life for another or their own. Part of this turmoil stems from conflicts between the soul's immortal character meshed to the temperament of a host brain with all its genetic baggage. There may also be influences of abnormal brain chemistry and hormonal imbalances affecting the central nervous system that might contaminate the soul. Another element I find is that immature souls often have difficulties handling the poor mental circuitry of disturbed human beings. There is a counteraction of the soul self versus the human self. A push me, pull you force is struggling to present a single ego to the world and not doing very well in the process. These are internal, not external forces at work. A disturbed mind does not need an exorcist, but a competent mental health therapist. A lot of people take mental health therapist as so in such a negative way. It hurts me because I've studied it so much. There are many people, especially over 50, 60, when you say mental health, they assume one instantly that you're nuts, you're crazy. I mean, if you break your hand and you go to the doctor, you're not crazy, you're fine. But if there are wounds inside you, childhood traumas, I have shown you so many times the book Toxic Parents. These are the childhood traumas, and many people wouldn't even think of it, wouldn't even pay attention that things not working in their life because of childhood trauma, because what they were convinced they were in childhood becomes their own conviction of who they are. So a lot of say, oh, mental health, you're going to a shrink, you're visiting a shrink, are you crazy? They instantly assume you're crazy, you're cuckoo, you're a monster. There is a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful movie which called Dear Zindagi, Dear Life, if I am not mistaken. I think you can get it on Netflix with English subtitle, which shows you the truth of the work of mental health professional and how beneficial it can be for your relationship with self, for your relationship with your parents, for your relationship with your siblings, for your relationship with men, for your relationship in society, so on, so on, so on. So you see, this is why it can be a body can take over and make the soul not being heard or not getting through to to kind of, in ideal world, it has to be the union of our soul portion, which is in our physical body, to merge into one, and help each other, kind of like this. But it's unfortunately not very often happens. We have we body wants one thing and a soul wants another thing, and there is a contradiction causing this turmoil inside. But of course, we all hope that soul is gonna win, one way or the other. And a couple more sentences. Souls don't represent all that is pure and good about a body, or they wouldn't be incarnating for personal development. Souls come to earth to work on their own shortcomings as well. In terms of self-discovery, a soul may choose to act in conjunction with or in opposition to its own character in the selection of a human body. As an example, a soul combating tendencies towards selfishness and indulgence might not mix well with a human ego whose emotional temperament is disposed to engaging in hostile acts for self-gratification. Quite often, troubled people have suffered painful environmental trauma, such as physical and emotional abuses as children. They have either internalized themselves, creating a shell to hide behind their pains, or externalized by mentally moving outside their body on a regular basis. Defenses mechanism. When the process begins of merging body and soul, he continued talking about it, how the merge of the part of the soul which is coming into physical and the physical body happens. He all explains that. But I am running out of time, so you can find this information yourself in this book. I highly recommend it. It answers. I call this book the manual for the life. It's literally the manual for the life, whoever you are, wherever you are. So this is what I wanted to explain here, what we are here for, why soul acts differently than the body. And the most important, we have to do everything possible to allow our soul shine through whatever circumstances we are living in our physical body, because this is the main purpose why we are here for. Thank you for listening. Namaste.